Hello and welcome to Lesson 1, Part 3 of the course of the Song of the Spheres. In this lesson, we are going to be learning the difference between 81 and 108. 81 seeds of creation, 108 seeds of creation. We're going to start by reading a message from Master Teacher Todt, which was given in January of this year, 2019, in which he spoke about the difference between 81 and 108. This message is going to guide our discussion about 81 and 108 after we finish it. The song, and here Todt is referring to the Song of the Spheres. The song enlivens the expressions of the source. The song illumines the path returning to the source. The path from the source, the path to the source. The song illumines all. 108 is the number of expressions of seeds of the source. 81 is the number of seeds lighting the path returning to the source. The song enlivens both values. 108 seeds of the source, 81 seeds of creation leading back to the source. These values are the same, only there is a different perspective. The seeds are the same seeds. With the arrival of the song, the understanding comes. With the song, this understanding becomes experience. The song produces holy vision. Holy vision is that vision which sees the way clearly. It is the way from the source. It is the way to the source. The path of creation and the path to the source, locating the source within the folds of creation. Holy vision is that vision which sees the way. It is that vision which locates the source. The song illumines the way to fulfillment for all of creation. 108 seeds. 81 seeds. The distinction requires holy vision. The distinction lies in fullness. Distinction within fullness. With the arrival of the song, we offer this teaching. With the arrival of the song, the knowledge of all is offered. In creation, knowledge of the song is supreme. The teaching of the song is the knowledge of all creation. The earliest layer of existence is the layer of the realm lords. Realm lords. There are said to be 3 in number. 3 realm lords. And yet, the number of realm lords, the number of early beings of creation, may also be said to be 4. 3 in number, 4 in number. Both may be said. In this distinction lies the essence of holy vision. With holy vision, this distinction is illumined. Through this realization comes illumination. The song brings the highest teachings of creation. Waxing, full, and waning. 3 values. Where is there a 4th to be found? Creation emerges in values of wholeness, in sets of wholeness. Wholeness forms through the existence of opposites. Together, opposite values produce wholeness. One finds on this initial layer of existence expressions of the highest values of wholeness. One finds the highest values of opposites. Waxing emerges with waning. Opposite values. 2 values, 1 wholeness. Full emerges with itself. Full emerges with itself. It may be said that within this singular value, full, within this singular value, 2 values may be located, opposite values, by reason of wholeness. Full may be seen as 1 value, the value of full. Full may also be perceived as two values: the value of fullness of all and the value of fullness of nil. Two values: full, all; full, nil. This distinction within fullness may be realized when holy vision is opened, when awareness is illumined. On this early layer, on this initial layer of realm lords, the first values of expression, the reflection of the source, is clearest. The nearer to the source, the clearer the reflection of the expressions. On the layer of the realm lords, the reflection of the source is clear. Distortions come later. Supreme clarity is lost after this early layer of existence. Supreme clarity is lost when the values take on the form of the spin keys of creation. Consider the seed diagrams. In these depictions of the seeds, the separation between the realm lord layer and the spin keys layer is revealed. The realm lord is presented within the shape of the circle, which signifies the highest fullness. The spin keys belong within the pyramid shape of expression. This is the shape of knowledge, the shape of that which accelerates and illumines, that which produces clearer vision on the way. Supreme clarity must be present in order to perceive the relationship within full, in order to realize two values of full. This supreme clarity is located on the realm lord layer, on the layer which supports the highest values of wholeness in creation. Here is the location of the distinction between 108 and 81. The distinction is found on the earliest layer of expression. On this layer, three realm lord values may be perceived as full. When holy vision is fully established, it is then that one perceives the four. When the source is perceived in full reflection, in this state of illumination, one finds there to be four realm lords. Four is located within the three. When one sees four, one finds 108 seeds of the source. 108 seeds are perceived when one attains illumination. With holy vision, the number of realm lords is perceived as four, while the spin keys remain three in number. On the material layers of the spin keys, the number remains three. There remains three values of spin keys. With this, 108 seeds of the source are located. 108 is the number of seeds generated through four realm lords and three values of spin keys. 108 is the glory of illumined creation. It is the glory of the source. 108 is the number of seeds from the illumined view of the source. 81 is the number of seeds while on the path to the source. 81 seeds of creation guide all expressions of creation returning to the source. The seeds of creation are offered to all existence as the opening of the way to the source, as an illumining of the path to the source. They are the same seeds. They are the same seeds. 81 is 108. 0 is the difference. When within totality, within full, nil is located, this is holy vision. This is illumination. 81 seeds of creation lead the seeker of the source along the way. Step by step, the seeds of creation awaken finer and finer levels of experience within the seeker. One who initiates this process, one who initiates the way, this one is called the initiate. 81 is the direct path leading the initiate to the source. 108 is the glory of the source in all forms of creation. The way of the initiate opens with the introduction of the 81st seed. This seed opens the gates of knowledge of the seeds of creation. The first seed of instruction is the 81st seed. From here the journey commences. With this precious seed, the way opens. This is the knowledge of the song. The arrival of the song is the arrival of the supreme tool. With this song, illumination dawns. The knowledge of the song unfolds. With the arrival of the song, the knowledge of creation is offered. Through 81 lessons, knowledge becomes experience. Knowledge is realized on the level of experience, on the level of life. The initiate awakens in illumination of holy vision. This is the way to the source. This is the way to the goal. This is the way of 81 and 108. It is the song of all. This is all. So that is the message that is going to guide today's lesson. A lot of information in that, but let me explain what Master Teacher Todt said in that message. Let's go back to Lesson 1, Part 1, our very first lesson. In this, you'll recall, we introduced the golden form. And as we went through the formation of the golden form, we realized that there were 81 seeds represented in this golden form. 81 seeds of creation. But in that lesson, I also mentioned there were 108 seeds of creation and that we would learn about that at a later time. Well, this is that time. In our second part of Lesson 1, we learned about the spin keys, the Realm Lord and the 3 spin keys, and the parts that go into those positions, waxing, full, and waning. We learned that with those 3 spin keys and the Realm Lord, with 3 different possibilities in each one, waxing, full, and waning, that led us to the possibility of 81 seeds. It's a simple math equation. We take 3 possibilities for the Realm Lord, and then multiply by 3 possibilities for the first spin key position, multiply by 3 possibilities for the second spin key position, and multiply again by 3 possibilities in the third spin key position, and this leads us to 81 seeds of creation. So this part was very simple. It introduced some new wording, waxing, full, and waning in the spin key diagram, but the understanding is simple. There's the Realm Lord, there are the 3 spin key positions, 3 possibilities in each one. Those are our 81 seeds of creation. But, as we have just learned, in full, there are 2 possibilities. Fullness of full, fullness of nil, fullness of emptiness. So, when we consider that waxing and waning emerge at the same time, full emerges with itself. And full may be viewed as 2 separate Realm Lords. Now this only happens in the Realm Lord layer. So with this position, that there are 2 different fulls, that means that we have 4 possibilities in the Realm Lord. And then we go through the same math. 4 possibilities in the Realm Lord times 3 possibilities in the first spin key position times 3 in the second and 3 in the third spin key positions. That gives us 108 seeds of the source. So here we have our difference between 81 and 108. It depends on that Realm Lord layer and the possibility of having 2 values of full rather than just 1. Todt explained that when we return to the source, there are only 81 seeds of creation. That second value of full is not experienced when we are on a journey leading us back to the source of creation. We have 81 seeds of creation. But when our journey starts at the source of creation. When we start at the source of creation and move outward into the fullness of creation, then there is an extra layer. Before we do anything else, we get that layer within the Realm Lord position, the layer that is closest to the source of creation. And we have fullness of nil, fullness of emptiness. These seeds, there are 27 of them, these seeds with the fullness of nil, Realm Lord, are only experienced on the unexpressed layers of creation. They do not exist on the expressed layers of creation. They can only be experienced when emanating from the source, when you begin the journey at the source and you look out and begin your journey out into the fullness of creation. Now, if we take a look at the math again, if we have one value of fullness of nil within the Realm Lord, and then we take that and we travel through the 27 celestial divisions as represented by the 3 spin keys, and each of those spin keys having 3 possibilities, then that gives us 1 times 3 times 3 times 3, 27 seeds. 27 seeds of the source which are unexpressed, which exist only on the unexpressed layer of creation. These 27 seeds precede the 81 seeds of creation. 27 plus 81 leads us to 108. This is how we reach 108 seeds of creation. And this is why Master Teacher Totes said the difference is 0. It's not just that there's a 0 in the 108 that doesn't exist in the number 81. It's that fullness of nil, fullness of emptiness. This being present in the Realm Lord position gives us 27 additional seeds, seeds that do not exist on expressed layers of creation, seeds that only exist on that unexpressed layer closest to the source of creation. But those seeds do exist. They're seeds of the source, and they begin the journey emanating from the source of creation out into the fullness of creation. So how is an easy way to understand this? Let's take an analogy, a simple analogy. It's not perfect, but it'll be good enough for today. An analogy of you're taking a vacation. When you take a vacation, you plan. You take lots of steps that don't actually amount to anything. You plan. You plan where you're going to go, where you're going to stay, what you're going to pack. You make all of the arrangements before you even leave your home. And then you take your vacation. You go to the airport, you go to your car and start driving on the road. However you're going to travel there, you arrive at your destination, check into a hotel, you do all of the activities you planned to do. Those are the expressed layers of your trip. Now, when you go back home, you go through a lot of those same steps. You still go to the airport. You still get in your car. You still drive. You still travel home. You do all of those things. Those activities that you took when you were leaving for vacation, you still take those activities coming back home. But you don't tend to plan the return home. Whether you're returning home from a day at work, whether you're returning home from the store, whether you're returning home from a vacation, these steps are automatic. They don't involve much planning. You put your clothes and belongings in your suitcase, you get to the airport, you fly back home, and you return home. So those preparatory steps, all of the planning and the making of reservations, those steps only take place before you actually start to experience your vacation. Once you return back home, on your trip back home, those steps don't need to be taken because you only experience those aspects of your vacation that involved actual travel, actual activity. Again, this is a simple analogy. It's not exact, but it gives you an idea that when we return to the source of creation, we experience 81 seeds of creation, 81 markers, 81 seeds that light our path back to the source of creation. We experience these seeds through the use of the Song of the Spheres, the medallion, the flying seed. Once at the source, when creation begins to emerge out of the source, the very first step remains on an unexpressed layer of creation. Using the Realm Lord full, representing fullness of nil, we go through the 27 celestial divisions, waxing full and waning in each of the 3 spin key positions. 27 seeds, seeds of the source, seeds that are unexpressed in creation. We go through these, and then we make our way into the 81 seeds of creation. The 81 seeds that we experienced on our journey back to the source. They are the same seeds, the 81 seeds. The difference is 0. The difference is fullness of nil. To experience this, to perceive this, this is what Lantos and Toth refer to as holy vision. So lesson 1. Lesson 1 has given us a vision of the physical form of the 81 seeds of creation as represented by the golden form. But we understood when we learned that it contained the 81 seeds that it also contained 108 seeds. We have, in part 2, examined the spin keys and learned how the spin keys are constructed. And now we see how the 81 seeds of creation are the same seeds as we have with the 108 seeds of the source of creation. This is our first lesson, a lesson of fullness, a lesson to help to establish holy vision for each individual in this eon of eternal light. Thanks for joining me today. Have a great week.